Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have rap rock band Discrepancies. Hey guys.
What's up?
What's up?
Don't throw away your chance to change. It's only temporary pain.
I bet they say what a wonderful guy. Who would've knew that he wanted to die? Broken dreams and low self-esteem. It seems these are the things we cover with pride. But he had to find a way to fight, so he worked on his craft through the days and night. And now tears down every stage in sight. Damn, and I think he nearly paid the price. Guess it's more than a pencil and a...
Can you introduce yourself and what instrument you play?
My name's Garrett. I play bass.
I'm Mark. I play drums.
And I want to dig in a little bit of history. What got you into pursuing your instruments? Was there like a band or a song or something that inspired you to say, I'm going to take this musical path?
Mark, you go first.
I played drums before this, but my mom took me to see Avenged Sevenfold when I was 13, and it was the Hail to the King tour. And I just remember I was like so blown away by like the theatrics and the live show. I was just like, I have to find a way to do this for a living. Like this is awesome. Like it was so cool, and that was like the moment for me.
I think the band that like made me fall in love with music was probably Guns N' Roses, but then like for this style in particular would probably be like Linkin Park. It's funny, whenever we started the band, I was actually on guitar and then switched to drums, and then along the way ended up on bass. So it's kind of funny, but how it ended up all working. But I'm definitely happy to be there now at this point. So.
Who are some of your musical influences?
Sure. Yeah, I'd definitely say like Linkin Park, Red Hot Chili Peppers would be a huge influence. But my influences are kind of all over the place. I love like hip hop too. I love Big L, Run DMC for sure. So I would say it kind of ranges all over the place.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Garrett. Like I kind of just flip through everything. I mean, I would say like the big ones that like really kicked off like my path to music would probably be like Kiss and like Blink 182 and Green Day and Avenged Sevenfold. But I'm in the same boat as Garrett. Like I flip all over. I find inspiration and enjoyment out of all kinds of music.
Okay. Can you guys tell me how Discrepancies formed?
Yeah, so Antonio and I, we used to work at a place called White Castle together. Shout out White Castle, that place still rules. Um, and we used to just work together, and myself and a guitarist at the time, his name was Addison. He was also, whenever we started the band, he's no longer with us, but we were trying to find like what kind of style we wanted to do, and we couldn't really find a vocalist at the time or a drummer, which is how I ended up on drums. And so we started messing with the idea of doing like a hip hop rock, and so Antonio kind of came in from that point. Um, and then from that point, we at the time we recorded a different guy on bass who ended up kind of phasing out at the end of that first album cycle. At that point, I rotated to bass, and then there's been a couple of drummers in between, but Mark's kind of been here for the last few years. So, yeah, I mean, I guess the rest is pretty much history.
How did you come up with the band name?
Oh, that's a great question. That's one thing that if we could go back and redo, I think we probably would. We're terrible at naming a lot of things, and I think Antonio, if he were on here, he would definitely back me up on that. We've had that conversation a lot of times. It was kind of one of those situations where when we started the band, everybody had very different interests in music, and so the idea was in theory like four people from like four very different styles. Like in theory, the music wouldn't work, but it just kind of naturally did. Like the first song we ever wrote was "Get Hype," and that happened like the first time we met up. So we just felt like it all kind of happened so organically, and it like in theory shouldn't have. So yeah, I mean that's where it comes from. But at the same time, it's definitely not our favorite. Not our favorite name in the world. So.
What city are you based out of?
St. Louis, Missouri.
How's the music scene down there?
It's all over. You got everything from like jazz to very heavy metal to hip hop. Every style kind of has its clique. I do feel like St. Louis tends to be a little more cutthroat than some of the scenes and music spots we've played in. But that at the same time, I feel like those who kind of rise above a lot of that stuff and come out of the local scene have a little bit of a new found appreciation when you kind of take those next steps and when you get out of St. Louis. So, what do you think, Mark?
I would have to agree with everything you said. I feel like there's also like a huge cover scene in St. Louis, which I feel like that's a big part of the live music in St. Louis. I feel like, but I would agree. I would say that there's a lot of good things about St. Louis. I mean, there's a few negatives here and there, but um, yeah, I would agree with everything that you said.
Okay. I wanted to talk about a couple of your songs. Recovery, it feels like that song's about hope, about choosing a path to follow to get you out of the darkness. Am I kind of like right on that? Or,
Yes, sir. I wish Antonio was here to elaborate, to the fullest extent. But yeah, that song was actually written about a good friend of his that was kind of going through something at the time, and that was kind of like his message of hope through that, and like um, kind of overcoming their issues. So.
I think her beauty was one of a kind. Who would have knew that she wanted to die? Broken dreams and low self-esteem. It seems these are the things we cover with pride. She tried to take it one day at a time, but tonight was the night she had made up her mind. And then a couple friends invited her to a show. She had other plans, but luckily she would go. She heard a song and it made her night, and through mutual pain found her way to fight. Damn, and to think she nearly paid the price. I guess it's more than a pencil in a pad when it saves a life. Don't throw away your chance to change. It's only temporary pain. Those better days are far away. Step by step to recovery. Step by step to recovery.
and Hands Up. I was watching the video, and it starts out with a kid finding a VHS tape and putting it in there and watching it. And it seems to me like he's inspired by that. Okay. But some of the lyrics and stuff sound like just like people hating on you because you're inspired by a musician or an artist, and that's what I'm getting from that song.
Yeah, it's definitely got a mix of a lot of things in it. Antonio has that one verse that's kind of talking about people kind of just kind of discarding the band at the first listen because they're like, "Oh, this is like an LP, LB, like wannabe type style." Um, but I do think the song overall is like to try to just kind of be like high energy, especially like in a live sense. And when we wrote like Get Hype, Antonio was talking about how like music for him, it kind of allows him to rise above like his dark times and stuff like that by like expressing himself through music, and whether that be through like high energy and like his live performance, or just like through his lyrics and like how he expresses himself through the music itself. And so I feel like in a way, not to necessarily speak for him entirely, but I feel like in a way that's kind of where he comes from with Hands Up as well, like with the high energy and just like kind of lose yourself in the moment type feeling. But yeah, the music video was interesting. It was kind of done on the fly, but I don't know. We were definitely trying to like kind of like play off of like the old school '90s style, the '90s vibe.
Yeah, I definitely got that from that video.
Heck yeah.
Yo, you feel that rumbling on the drums, it ain't come. If they ever find out where you're from, then you're done. Where I come from, this is fun in the sun, meaning uncomfortable in the slums where you run. Started so innocent, while Scylla was pinning me down. Now I'm a killer, one of the realest and illest around. I am the village's child, rocking a sinister smile. Set the stage ablaze, y'all bet they remember me now. So everybody put your hands up, every single time you stand up. Stand up, let them know they can't ban us, yeah, I bet they can't stand us. And it was 90% inspiring, 10% was insane. Part of it was the confidence, part of it was the game. If it wasn't for your acknowledgement, I would probably remain a scholar of my environment, product of entertainment.
And watching some of these videos, Mark, you're like pounding on the drums. You're like an intense one of those intense drummers like Dave Grohl or Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I love those guys. So to hear that's pretty cool. I know that those guys are held in pretty high regard.
And have you followed them throughout your career or
Uh, I mean, I know a decent bit. I've definitely read like Dave Grohl's book. To say I'm like a super fan or anything, no, but I mean, I'm definitely like I appreciate their work, and I do look to it for influence.
what do you guys got planned for this year?
Lots of touring, as much as possible, and then we have new music on the way. It's taken a little bit to get it to where we want it, but we're about there. So we got another round of mixes back today that we're really excited about. So we'll see. We'll kind of see where it goes from there, but hopefully very soon. If not, hopefully summer by the latest.
Okay. And you announced a tour with Icon for Hire.
Yes, sir.
When does that start?
So we're doing a few dates. Technically, starting on April 21st, we're doing a few day run with them, and then we're gonna link back up towards the end of May, and then some dates in June, and um, then need us any other days the rest of the year. We'll see what happens.
Okay. How can we get a hold of you? Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, everything, you can do it all through our website, discrepanciesmusic.com. You can pretty much get all your links there. But yes, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, everything. So however you want to do it, there's a contact page on the website if you want to just send a message or something like that. So,
That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, not really. I appreciate you having us. New music on the way, new tours on the way. We're leaving, like next Thursday, Mark? Something like that.
Is the first show on Thursday or is it on Friday?
I don't know. What's the 19th?
The 19th is a Friday, so
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. All right. So we leave next Friday for tour. I'm stoked on that. But yeah, we just got back from a sick tour that ended in Vegas. That was pretty rad.
oh yeah, with I Set to Kill.
Yeah, that was our first time ever playing in Vegas, so that was pretty cool.
Any crazy tour stories?
Mark, you drove through the mountains. You want to tell them about that?
That was insane because like I've never been up that way before, but when we drove through Utah, um, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was like super late, and like I'd been driving for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and didn't see like any signs of civilization out there. And I was just like, dude, if we broke down out here, this would be like so bad. There's like no cell signal, and like I think I maybe saw like 5 or 6 cars pass us on that highway. It was strange. Um, but out of that tour, I don't think anything crazy happened.
I don't think so either. We drove from Denver to Grand Junction through all the smoke or the Rocky Mountains there, and then we drove from Grand Junction all the way out to Vegas through the desert. So it was definitely an interesting experience.
I saw a jackrabbit. Those things are huge.
That's cool.
Okay. You guys got anything else to add?
Um, I don't think so. Come hang out at that show.
Listen. Kill it from the beginning, I got a gunner